Okay, so I just wanted to do a simple animation. Probably do a circle, like a little glowing orb going around in a circle. It's a really good exercise if you're just wanting to, start animating. So the first thing we want to do is you can turn animation assist on. So just go to Canvas, animation assist, and just toggle that on. Alright, so we have our background, and we have our layer here. So what I'm going to do is I like to make a template of what I'm going to animate. So the first thing I'm going to do is just draw a circle. Okay, so we have our circle, but it's a little oblong, so I'm just going to go to Edit Shape and make it a circle. Okay, and I already have this layer is probably at like 25% because it's just a template, so I can make my orb going in a perfect circle. So the next thing you want to do is you want to go back here, you want to go down here, and you want to make sure that this first frame, tap it down here and hit background. That way it'll stay in the background for the whole animation. Okay, so now we're going to start our first layer. So I'm just going to use a regular paintbrush in my desired color. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'll just start here, and I'll do a taper, kind of like that, and I'll just keep repeating. I just make a new layer above. Whoops. Brush a little smaller. Make a new layer. Make a new layer. I actually really enjoy these really simple animations. So I'm really happy that Procreate started, put in this animation option, because, I've been able to do a lot more intricate animations, but also these little ones, these little more simple ones are very fun to do. And I can use them as like little animated GIFs in my videos and things like that. Okay, so we should be around the point where I started, so let's just check that. Okay, so let me just try to trail this off a little bit. So I'm just going to erase and just see where we're at. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So let's see how this plays. Okay, so that's pretty good. It's a little slower. It's a little slower over here. So basically what that means is I can probably cut out some of these frames. So I'm going to cut this one out. And all I'm doing is I'm sliding, and I'm just trying to see which ones are too close together. Because if it's too close together, that will slow it down. So I'm going to cut this frame. You can also tap here and delete. I'll cut this one. Alright, let's see. So the only place it's slowing down right above there, right about there. So I'm going to cut that. Let's see. There we go. That's a little bit of a better. All right. And of course, if you wanted to see it faster, you can hit play. You can go to settings, and then you can, whoops, do a faster frame rate or a slower. Okay, so I kind of want to make this glowing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at this one, and I'm just going to go to soft brush. I'm just going to add a nice little blur to each one. I'll try to do this as quickly as possible. Okay, so now I'm going to start at the bottom again, and I'm just going to make this lighter, and then I'm going to use the trusty light pen, and maybe I just want to make it, let's see. I might not want to make it that bright, so let me just change here. That looks a little bit better. So if you want to make something glow, then it's usually, the middle is usually the whitest part, the lightest or whitest part. Like if you're making a lightsaber, the middle is going to be white, or very, very, very light, and the outside, the glow, is where the color is. I remember it's only a couple of years ago was the first time I drew a lightsaber, and I had to, like, you know, obviously you look at lightsabers, and until you really have to like draw it, you don't really think about the actual light source and how the light is actually working for a lightsaber. But I actually learn a lot even from animating like characters and things like that. It really enhances your understanding of anatomy and drawing a character fully. Okay, so let's see how that looks. So that's looking pretty good. So the next thing I'm going to do is maybe I'll like smudge out the back somehow. I'm going to try smudge with this brush. I just want to see how that looks. Make sure I'm on the right layer. I just don't want that hard. I want it to really look like it's a good like light trail. So I'm just blurring out the back with a little bit of that textured film grain kind of, I don't know what brush that was. Noise brush. Okay, so let's see what we got. Looks pretty good. The glow is a little small down here, so what I'm going to do is I'm also change my onion skin opacity. That way it's easier for me to see the frame that I'm actually working on. Trying to make sure I'm making these long enough. I just want them all to be a fairly similar length. I'm going to cut this one too. Okay. Alright, that's looking good so far. So the next thing I'm going to do is I kind of just want to put some texture on the ends. So I'm not sure how this is actually gonna look good. But the only way is to kind of test it out and see. Let me see how that looks. Oh no, that looks actually the way that I want it to look, so I'm quite pleased with that. Trying to make sure I'm leaving a nice little trail of light. So of course, if you want a more in-depth look at animation, check out my Skillshare course that'll be out the 7th, and it's a full animation course, and it's just a lot more in depth than here. I go step by step. I explain everything I'm doing, the brushes. There'll be different things that you can download that'll just make it easier. And I just go through everything step by step, more in depth than what I'm doing here. Can animate some titles and things like that, which is really good since I make videos, so the titles I'm glad that I know how to animate those. Just kind of gives your page or whatever you're interested in. If you have a business or something, it's nice to have little animated videos and things like that. Even just really simple things. Yeah, I like the way that looks. I think that looks cool. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit more of a glow to the end of everything. Just really stretch out that trail of light. All right. I like that. Let's see how it looks without the template. I think that looks pretty good. So yeah, that's one of the animations. There's a ton of things you can do, but it's really fun. Again, if you really want to go in depth, then definitely check out my Skillshare course. But I am going to post a few more animation quick tutorials like this. It's definitely worth looking into the animation part of Procreate. It's really fun and it's really simple once you kind of get into your flow. So I'll show you a bonus of another animation I'm working on. Might recognize this guy. And this is a lot of the more technical stuff that I think is really fun. GIF? It's my GIF. Every time I hear it, I don't know what to call it, if it's a GIF or it's a GIF. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, happy animating. I'll show you something else. I'll show you something else that I've animated. This thing is pretty cool. That was fun to make. And also, last but not least, my little arrow. Or I thought it was last, but I thought this was a different one. I want to end it on, where is it at? Oh, I think it's here. There we go. Hey guys, welcome back. Then I'll be looking forward to seeing your animations. So yeah, we're just gonna do a little quick, simple animations that. All right, so on to okay. All right. All right, so that's enough yapping. What can they download? So once again, thank you so much for not stopping by. And thank you so much for taking the class. I'm really excited to get started with animation.